Often our dreams are so bizarre. I don't know about you, but sometimes I wake up feeling like Alice through the looking glass going, what the heck just happened there? But could your dreams be trying to tell you something? Ian Wallace is a dream psychologist, and he's the author of the book, The Top 100 Dreams, the dreams that we all have and what they really mean. Welcome, Ian.
Hi, Kim. How are you?
I'm dead curious. Because I was surprised there are really that many dreams, you say, that we all have?
Yeah, there are, Kim. It's quite amazing. There's actually probably about 114 or 115, but it's not quite such a round number or a catchy title. But the thing that happens, Kim, we all have this assumption that dreams happen to us, that we just lie there in our beds and stuff goes on. But actually the reverse is true. We actually happen to dreams. We create everything in the dream. And because we're all human beings and we tend to have similar behavior patterns, then these stories that we create about ourselves tend to be in the same sort of patterns as well.
And does this cross all cultures and, genders and ages?
Yes, that's the really amazing thing about it. So I've been working with dreams for over 30 years now, and I've analysed dreams for clients all around the globe. And no matter where people are, they'll have slightly different dream vocabularies. So your elementary school, Kim, will be different from my elementary school in dreams, unless you went to Gallatin Primary School. But when we dream about a primary school, it'll have the same sort of meaning for us. So if you're a human being, then you'll tend to have the same sort of dream patterns.
Now, you say that our dreams really are designed to answer questions that we may not even be aware that we're asking. Can you explain that?
Yeah, so our dreams aren't really designed. Our dreams emerge. We actually create our dreams. So it's not like our dreams are some sort of machine that just go through a process and put meat in one end, get dream sausages out the other. What actually happens is that we have two meanings for the word dream in our language. One is these nightly adventures, but also it's some kind of aspiration or ambition. And we think that they're really separate things, but they actually both come from the same place. So what both these dreams are an expression of what we really want to do in life, what we really need, who we want to be, and how we can be that person. So all the time, even as we are talking just now, then we're absorbing lots and lots of information unconsciously, and our dreams process that information. So we'll be asking ourselves questions that we don't even hear we're asking, and then as we do that, then our dreams will start providing questions to how can we achieve the job we want to be with, how can we be with the person that we want to be with.
So now, are all dreams fulfilling that function, or can we ever have a frivolous dream, I guess? That's what I'm asking.
That's the thing about dreams, Kim, is that a lot of people who work with dreams think it's this really, really heavy, portentous thing that you have to be incredibly serious about it. But dreams are wonderfully human things, so they have this amazing sense of humour. They're really, really funny, because one of the things that our unconscious is always doing is trying to resolve dilemmas and resolve paradoxes, and that usually happens in a really funny way. So we have really strange things that happen in dreams, and a lot of people wake up laughing from a dream just because it's so bizarre and so funny. But even in that laughter, then the person is resolving something within themselves and coming to some sort of an awareness.
514-790-0991. You can text your questions to 514-800 if you would like to speak with our guest, dream psychologist Ian Wallace, who is the author of the book, The Top 100 Dreams. Well, let's take a look at some of the top 100 dreams, because I think many of us, or at least the top, we're not going to get into 100, but the top 10, I think a lot of us have had these dreams. This one, being chased. Find yourself being pursued. In my case, whenever I have this dream, I'm being chased, but I can't run fast. It's very slow. So what does that mean?
It's the absolute top number one dream. So everyone has this. And one of the things that people ask me, Kim, is like, how do you know this stuff? Who decides all these symbols? Who
That's true.
Stuff up? And the answer is that there's no dream authority that just decides all these things up. All these metaphors and symbols just emerge from human experience. And one of the ways I know that is in our language. So when someone is sharing a dream with me, I'm always listening out to the language they use, because that usually really illuminates the dream. So in the being chased dream, we have this word pursuit. And a pursuit is being chased, but a pursuit is also something that we're really drawn to and really fascinated by in waking life. So usually if we have a dream where we're being chased, there's some pursuit that we're following in waking life, something we really want to achieve, but somehow we're being frustrated from doing that. So what this dream is telling us is just to look to any barriers or obstacles around the particular ambition we have and look at ways of solving that. So in your dream where you can't run fast enough, then anything to do with our legs is how we actually move ourselves through life. And usually I'd imagine in this dream, Kim, that maybe you're kind of leaning forward as you're trying to run away and your head's a bit ahead of where your legs are.
Yeah. Well, I think, other people, it's not just me. We don't make it all about my dreams, but...
But what that means is that your head is a bit far ahead of actual action. So it's kind of like in waking life, you've got all these amazing thoughts and plans and ideas, but where you're being challenged, where you're actually chasing yourself, is actually getting them to action and taking the first steps. So the message from the dream is that if you've got some really brilliant plan or idea that you'd like to put into action, instead of thinking away far in the future, just think to yourself, what's the first step that you need to take, and then actually take that step.
Dream on, dream on, dream on, dream it out and dream come true.
CJD time is 1:18. We're talking about your dreams and what they're trying to tell you with dream psychologist Ian Wallace, the author of the book of the Top 100 Dreams. So we found out that being chased means that you've got to take a look at what you're avoiding in your life, and that you should get your act. And if your head is ahead of you, that means your legs need to catch up. Get out and start doing something about it. This other one that you said, the second most common one, teeth falling out or teeth crumbling.
Yeah, this is a really common one, Kim. And it's one of these ones that people often come up to me and say, I have this really weird dream. I'm sure no one else has it. And then they say, it's my teeth falling out. And I say, what's the second most common dream? So when we think about what our teeth do, we tend to show our teeth to other people in two situations. One when we're smiling and we're feeling very confident, and one when we're kind of snarling and we're asserting ourselves and showing our power. So our teeth are all about our confidence and power in waking life. So if we dream that our teeth are falling out, then it means in waking life something is causing us to lose our confidence. And if our teeth are crumbling, then our confidence is crumbling a bit as well, and we're just starting to feel a bit wobbly inside. So the message from the dream is, even though we're feeling a bit unsure of ourselves and a bit anxious in waking life, just to appear confident and show to other people we're confident. And as we do that, then this dream will fade away.
Isn't that cool? All right, we've got Kalia on the line. Hi, Kalia.
Hey.
So what's your dream that you're interested about?
Well, it's more on the religious type of view. So I don't know how to really approach it, because I have dreams that happen while it's actually happening in real life, or they're going to happen like after I have them.
You mean portentous dreams? You're predicting the future in your dreams?
Yeah. And sometimes it's not too pretty. So, like, at times my mom and my grandmother would have the same dreams as I. So I really wanted to know what's up with that.
Have you heard of that before, Ian?
Yes, I have, Kim. So these are amazing dreams to have, Kalia. And the way it works is that a lot of people think this is some kind of psychic thing and there's strange stuff coming through the atmosphere towards each other. We've said that the dream is the language of your unconscious awareness. So you absorb huge amounts of information unconsciously and you can't rationally process it. You just let it go inside you. And then when you're dreaming at night, you start to make sense of everything you've absorbed unconsciously. So what happens is that you pick up lots of cues and clues of things that are happening around you, but they're just not registering rationally. And because you're unconscious is very good at predicting things, it's kind of like watching a ball or a frisbee or something coming towards you. You can work out the trajectory of all these cues and clues that you're picking up and what the outcomes to be. So most of us can actually, using our unconscious, predict 2 or 3 days into the future about what's going to happen with certain situations. But the more accustomed you are to doing that, then you can get a feel for what's going to happen maybe 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month in advance. And if the people in your family or in your peer group have that same sort of sensitivity, then they'll be having the same sort of dreams as you. They won't be exactly the same sort of dreams, but they may have similar content, and you'll have an idea of what may occur in the future.
Oh, because that would be pretty freaky, I think, if, 4 members of the family had similar dreams and then, grandma popping off, and then the next thing you know, you get a phone call.
Well, quite often people who are close to each other, so people who are in a family or people who are in some sort of situation that is highly emotive, will tend to have similar dreams.
Okay. We have, I think Rita has a dream that a lot of people may share. Hello, Rita.
Hi. I'm always dreaming that I'm lost. I can't find my way. I'm in an airport and I can't find the exit. I'm in a shopping mall and I can't find the exit. I'm always lost somewhere, and
it's driving you nuts, right? So what does that indicate, Ian?
Hi, Rita. So anytime you dream that you're lost in waking life, then it shows that there's something that you're trying to find in your waking life. And it's very often to do with your identity, Rita, and who you really want to be. So usually if you're lost, it means that you can't find your way home. And the home is the classic symbol of the self in the dream. So homes and houses have got insides and outsides, and so do we. We've got inner and outer lives. So this dream is all about how you feel you need to show up and appear to other people, Rita. So sometimes it kind of feels like you're playing a role, that you have to appear in a certain way to other people and you have to please them and keep them happy, and you're not really attending to your own needs and who you are. So the message from the dream is to be a wee bit more selfish sometimes and take a little bit more time for yourself and just to pursue things that you really want to do and make you really happy.
Oh, that's fun advice, Ian. That's great. Okay. All right. I'm going to see if I can stump you. Because I had you were coming on and I had this very bizarre dream the night before last where I was looking at myself in the mirror and I was wearing a shirt and I noticed where my cleavage normally is, and it is spectacular, there was some hair on my chest. And I remember being appalled. Now, it wasn't a Burt Reynolds type pelt, but still, hair all over the chest. So we're going to just take a little break and then... Well, your subconscious is a very powerful tool, and it's talking to you every night through your dreams. The question is, are you listening? Ian Wallace is with us. He's a dream psychologist, author of the book, The Top 100 Dreams, the dreams we all have and what they really mean. So before we went to break, I thought we'd see if we could stump Ian. So all the women who've dreamt of waking up one day with hair on their chest and were utterly appalled, turn up your radio, because we'll see if Ian can give us a clue. What the heck does that mean?
This is a really lovely dream, Kim. So when you look in the mirror in your dream, then you're reflecting on how you appear to other people in waking life, and you're kind of having a good look at yourself. And when you realize you've effectively got a man's chest instead of your amazing bosom, then you start to get a bit concerned about this. So when we think of what's in the chest, then that's where your heart and lungs are. So what you're doing when you're looking into the mirror and seeing you've got a man's chest is that you're telling yourself in waking life, then you should express yourself more vocally, like a man would, and more assertively. And also with your heart, not to have a hard heart, but just to have a really courageous heart. So what the dream is telling you is that in waking life, you need to be a bit more assertive and a bit more courageous. And as you do that, then you'll be able to express what you really want to do in life.
So we don't have to be horrified then. How am I getting all that bloody hair off? You can't pluck it. It would hurt too much. Okay. Let's take a look, because we don't have a lot of time. You have to come back, Ian. Will you come back at some point?
I'd love to come back, Kim.
Absolutely fascinated. The whole thing of people being unprepared for an exam. I think almost everyone's had that. Or in some form or another. You're unprepared for work, unprepared for exam. That's stress.
Well, this is the 5th most common dream that people have, and a lot of so-called dream experts say, yes, it's a stress dream, it's an anxiety dream. I don't really work with anything that's to do with stress or anxiety. It's just that's what you're telling yourself. So it's not a good or a bad thing. It's not stressful or anxious. So when you think about what an exam is, it's how you're judged in some way. It's about how other people judge you. So any time you dream, you're actually considering yourself. So this is how someone judges themselves. So if you dream that you're unprepared for an exam, then you're judging yourself too harshly, and you're being far too self-critical of what you do. And usually people who have this dream are very high achievers and very good at all the detailed stuff and very good at actually passing exams. And what the dream's saying to them is in waking life, they are just too self-critical, and instead of judging themselves all the time, they should actually celebrate some of their achievements.
Well, there you go. We have sadly run out of time. This is absolutely fascinating, Ian. This is really something. You have to come back. We're going to hold you to that.
I will do, Kim. I'll be delighted.